Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Crispy's Garage, Crispy's Weekend Garage, but today's a weekday. Tuesday, and so I had a little bit of spare time, got off of work early, so I'm working on the Z and I found something really peculiar. Check it out. There is water in there. See that? There's water in there. There you go. What? There is water in there, and there is some milkshake in there. I'm still tearing into it, but bottom line is it's getting a new motor. So much water out of the cylinders. I drained the coolant out and it's still water in there. So I don't know exactly what's going on. This engine does have 300,000 miles. It's got a ton of miles, hard miles, canyon miles, drag strip miles. 1/8 of the 300,000 is a drag strip mile, 1/8 mile. Yeah, this motor's coming out. Found another one with low miles on it from wrecked Z3, so we're gonna see how that comes out. Time is of the essence. Not really. I have my daily driver. It's right there. Chevy Malibu. Awesome car. I'm getting a new one. Either that or a Chevy Impala, but it's got to be a Chevy. So I've torn down the motor down to the head. Put this here. So I'm going to put the wrench on the crankshaft. Did find water in all the cylinders, but this one mainly, but probably because it was closed. And also I found water inside my intake manifold. Probably still water in there. So the head gasket is probably lifted, is what I'm thinking happened. Maybe a head gasket lifted, or you know, but it was just, it started on that cylinder, on cylinder number 4. Then the next morning when I tried to test again, so to really diagnose it, it was on all cylinders. And that there is no other orifice in around the engine that water flows through except for the engine block and the head. There's one little piece on top of the intake manifold that runs here, that coolant runs through it, but I asked one of my friends at a automotive shop and he said if those leaked, that would be external. I wouldn't leak into the intake manifold. They're just not designed to do that, even when they break or crack. Hopefully Saturday I'll be looking into getting a motor. Found one around the area. Grab the pickup truck and we're gonna go check it out. And if it is what I'm looking for, we're gonna go check it out. But I am not surprised that it finally gave out after 300,000 miles. These little 4-cylinder engines, a lot of people neglect them, a lot of people don't like them because they don't make power, but they're damn reliable and they last forever. Alright, well, it is day 3. I've got a lot of work done today. Got back from work early. I started to get to work on my vehicle because that's just what you do. I went to the fridge, grabbed a beer, and I started wrenching. And I got pretty far. Starter, alternator, and power steering pump off the motor, off to the side somewhere safe, where bad people can't get to them, and with a different identity. So you won't even recognize that it's the same alternator, it's the same starter, and you know, they're living a happy life until I can get to them again. One of the reasons, one of many, that I love this engine that nobody else cares for is the fact that it's super easy to work on. Power steering pump, alternator goes attached to that right here. So alternator's off, and then power steering off, and that's it. And lower intake manifold, upper intake manifold, wiring squid. That's a wiring squid. That's literally it. Like, you can count the pieces that you need to take off of the motor so it could be this bare. Everything comes off as a unit. You don't have to take off piece by piece. That's the way BMW designed it back in the 90s. I think it's the same for the M50, S50 engines in the 6-cylinder models. 328i, 325. I believe it's the same thing. Everything comes off as a unit. Super easy. Come back, take the AC pump off because I don't want to disconnect none of that stuff. It's a pain in the butt. And then the motor should be ready. I'm gonna call up a buddy, you know, bribe him with pizza and beer, and we'll get this motor out. Hopefully pick up another one on Saturday. We'll see about that. But if not, within the next 2-week time frame, I should have this baby running up again, thrashing downhill, because uphill, around the corners, the car used to want to kill me. Now, you know, we've talked about it, took it out to dinner, we've agreed. A little bit of suspension work also helps, you know. That's gonna be fun. You know, that's gonna be fun. Hopefully the engine turns out good and not absolute garbage and burns a ton of oil. So, we'll see. We will see. As you can tell, we were in pretty deep. I was under the car, where it's most oily. Usually these BMWs are notorious for leaking out of every orifice. Now the motor mounts come out and the engine's about to come out, but no more daylight. And I have my girl right here, waiting very patiently. Tomorrow I'm gonna get a extra set of hands that I don't mind getting dirty, because I want her to do stuff with her hands. So tomorrow we're gonna end up pulling out the engine and we're gonna plop in the new one. Hopefully, if not, if it needs gaskets and I want to make it look pretty, maybe freshen up the engine bay a little bit of cleaning. Never hurt anybody. Take all the old grease off would probably be the best option, because I do want to keep the car. So we'll see tomorrow, and I will show you the new engine hopefully tomorrow. If not, within the next 2 weeks. Which is a long time. I'm already getting withdrawals, getting real antsy from not driving a 5-speed. Apparently you've had too much beer. Next time on Crispy's Waking Garage, you're gonna see us plop this motor right in.